Boo.
Good morning.
Oh, yeah. Good morning. I guess that's what time it is, right?
Oh, kinda. I mean, it's been quite a few days since we did a coffee chat. We did not go live on Thursday. I have really not been feeling well.
You can hear it. Yeah.
It's that time of year.
Right.
And it's kind of like the oddest cold. Jen and I both are dealing with it. It's the pressure, and it's weird because like I'm not hacking and coughing. I am coughing. I'm not blowing my nose nonstop, but the pressure behind my eyes is just like excruciating. So.
Well, and I'm trying to wonder, like, we were talking about it, right? So the Grands came down for Christmas and stuff, and they were all kind of had a little bit of sniffles here and there.
Yeah.
But, you know, they've been dealing with cold weather up there, so that's pretty expected this time of year for them. And then come down, but then we were sitting there for, 4 or 5 days in the 70s and 80s?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there might not be some allergens in the air, right? That whole fall, spring, summer that we got.
It could have been.
That kind of brought enough for things to say, oh, well, maybe we should start, pollinating, and it got in there because everybody seemed, I didn't have that issue.
No, he's been fine.
But I also don't have seasonal allergies of any sort or anything like that. So,
I do, but.
I don't know. Because all the symptoms that everybody has are all pretty much the same.
And just really tired and just drained.
Yeah.
Of course, the weather doesn't help, but.
Yeah, last couple days it'd be just gloomy rain. Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Need more milk? No.
Just pop down for now.
Well, that's clearly I've got pottery going on here that I have to be maintaining every day. My mug's got a little hard, too hard for me to attach the handles to. So I'm slowly rehydrating my pottery. We have grandson here. He's kind of hanging out right below us.
Yeah, he
Stayed the night with Nana and Papa last night.
wanted to crash on the Lazy Boy, so we went ahead and let him crash up here. So
Yeah. And time for some breakfast. But now that I got this.
yeah,
taken care
breakfast. We like breakfast around here.
of. Yeah.
Ooh, I know what's in here that we gotta get out though.
Oh yeah, I might not have to cook today. Well, unless you want it as a scramble. Because I made biscuits and gravy yesterday.
Maybe just like scrambled eggs with it. It doesn't have to be a full-on scramble.
I mean, I don't mind.
No, we don't have to go through all that much work.
But you can't do half a scramble.
Sure you can. You can take a biscuit with some scrambled eggs, maybe a little bit of cheese.
It's just not the same. But
Oh.
if that's what you want, that's what you'll get. So we did take some time. It was my first day leaving the house yesterday, and like short of like one run, it was my first day leaving the house to do anything in like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks ish. And so we took advantage
Where's
of.
Maya?
She's not down here yet because Aunt Jenna's not home.
She's still in
Oh.
bed.
I guess Aunt Jenna is home. Probably in bed. But first time leaving the house, so we did stop at a couple thrift shops. And
Why is that door open?
and
Just the screen door's open.
yeah, it's just a screen door.
Why?
It makes it easier to see. Scored big time at the first one we stopped at for Jenna. I spied it the minute I walked into the back room, and it's
The back rooms.
the back room. Yeah, it is a vanity
No, I was
for her
talking
bathroom.
about the game on PC.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Inside the back rooms there's a funny and scary.
Oh, nice.
We always get the random knowledge.
Right?
We didn't know we needed, but we got it now.
It's only on PC. Sometimes it's gonna come on PlayStation.
Ah, okay. But under a vanity, and a solid wood vanity too, even the back solid wood, it's not even that pressboard stuff.
Well, the back is.
Oh, I thought you said it wasn't.
No, that's the only part of the thing is the backer board is that older press board, but everything else is solid wood.
Yeah, with the formed vanity top. And that is one I am going to redo for her as a gift because she had a specific look in mind. So it's going to get painted, stripped and painted, and I'm going to epoxy the top and the marble that she wanted. $15, guys. And it's a big vanity. It's not even just like a little dinky one sinker. So, really super excited about that. But clearly we were in my car, not the truck. So we couldn't take it when we purchased it. So we will have to go back and pick it up today.
While I was on the TV, I could just turn it all the way down.
Yeah, but we can't have it on, buddy.
But it would be awfully good.
I know. It's hard for them to understand that when we film, we can't listen to music. We can't have TV on. We can't have all the things that y'all just kind of take for granted because we'll get copyrighted on our channel if it detects or hears anything in the background that doesn't belong to us. So we're used to not having the TV on. We're used to not having music on.
That's actually been kind of a change. We really haven't filmed a lot. That's kind of why we were like, hey, we better at least come on here, show proof of life to everybody that we are still around and still going. Because since, really Thanksgiving, but honestly, like more Christmas.
The last time we filmed was before Danielle came to visit.
Yeah. We did some after. That's when we were repairing some of the damage from the windstorm.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't had. So then that's allowed us to have music going while we're playing card, like all the things that we were like, what is this? What is this extra noise in the background? We're not, even driving to town, it's like, oh, we do have a radio in the car. And that's not even from a filming thing. It's normally when we're in the car, that's our road time of having conversations, plotting and planning, because you know what? I'm not even going to tell you. But we even had more discussion yesterday about layout of the homestead and where things are going to go and how they're going to go. And as usual, right? As of right now, per conversation, some things are changing of how we're going to do them or where we're going to do them. I almost am afraid to have the conversations anymore because here's the fun part, and for any of you new, right, they're kind of wondering, well, all right, having conversations, changing, yeah, this is a daily task, guys. And every single one of the scenarios works. That's the hard part. I think for us, it's not only thinking about what works for the here and now, but mostly what's going to work in the future. And then tying those things of what's practical or what's a need and what's a want kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
We've talked very much, and I'm very adamant about I don't want to just settle. Just because, hey, that's all that we feel like we can do right now. Like, this is our lifetime home. And, not necessarily the tiny house, but
things
this
have shifted
property.
from, like, when we first arrived on the property. Because we were in a different headspace when we first moved onto the property. I think our biggest shift came from the 6 months that we spent in Tennessee and saw the struggles my dad was having.
Yeah.
And that made us really think about the longer term versus the get it up now term.
Well, yeah, because we spent a lot of time up until then basically reactive more than proactive. Yeah. Because we were traveling a lot more than we probably should have, but it was fun. We don't regret it. And it was one of those that we were only home for short spurts and being able to do what we could do in that short spurt of time. We couldn't really tackle a big project because, it would just sit there and then the materials are wasted, time is wasted, all that kind of stuff. So it really put us into a spot of, okay, we need to step back. We need to be more proactive. Let's think about, what we're going to do a little bit more. And yeah, it's funny because we keep seeing a lot more clips and reels and videos and stuff of people coming up and they're like, this is why homesteads fail. And we don't disagree with anything that just about any of them say. They're right. And we're doing everything that they say is the main reason why they fail. Yet, we're not failing.
No.
We're actually still prospering. There might be days where it's 2 steps back, after 1 step forward.
Or, we're old and I get sick.
Well, there's other days that we're 4 steps forward and only 1 step back. So
right.
They off balance one another for us. And it also allows us to reassess, evaluate, and I guess prioritize what do we really need to do.
Alright, we got the little one set up.
Yeah, we love it, right? When the littles are around, but
it's hard for them to understand.
Right, they're small and young. They don't understand some of the stuff that we're asking of them, which is always expected. But yeah, so I think that entertaining or having guests over, whatever the term is that you want to, it's always been a big priority to us. And honestly, until we got to the land and started having more people come over, did we realize that
we didn't even have friends when we moved here.
Well, right. But we didn't have enough cleared, and it was like, hey, we're living in a camper, and we had a couple friends over when we were living in there.
Yeah, Doug and Debbie, and
yeah, and
I miss her. I need to give her a call.
But it's one of those, and this time of year really, because this is when it gets rainy. This is when the mud is the most. You can't really. The temperature one day could be 80, and the next it's 40. So having a space that we can still hang out and be comfortable. And I think that that's where a lot of it's coming from, is getting a comfort level.
Yeah, because we're not young 20-somethings just starting out. We're not even 30-somethings like I was when I did my first homestead. We see things a little differently, so we're going to do things a little differently.
And it's times like this morning, prime example, right? We have one of the grandbabies here that we're not set up. Like, we don't have young kids. We don't have stuff that's got all the toys and all this stuff. Or if it's raining, I mean, like, we talked about it a little bit. We were so glad when Zach and Holly were here that finally we had really good weather, so the grands could be outside and run around, because when they were here before, it's always been just, it rained the entire time. And then they're stuck inside. Well, then that's even less for them to do.
Well, the other thing, too, is we did not have any of our grands on site. Over this last year, with Jacob and Chloe coming together and adding her son to our grandkids list, we can be more present as a grandparent. But we're still not set up, for the whole grands thing. So we've got some things in mind. I really want to build a playhouse.
Yeah.
Or a tree house, and a lot of changes. And that's part of building the family compound, is you got to roll with the punches as the punches come.
Yeah.
Whether that be, okay, well, it wasn't in our immediate plans, but maybe it's something that we need to look at doing so that when the grands are here, they have things that are theirs to play on. Like a treehouse or...
Well, yeah, and like I said, I mean, all around, even for us, this weather is not a productive time of year.
No.
Nobody wants to be out in the rain, and then especially when it's, cold rain. I don't know. Maybe we're getting old and crotchety, and we just don't want to be miserable anymore.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
all
old
about,
and crotchety. At least I've been old and crotchety this whole sickness.
It's all about that comfort level. And then that's kind of what we've talked about, even with the kids, of, any of them that have talked about wanting to transition to live down here and that kind of stuff, was, hey, this is what's available, this is what's here, but this is how we do things, because that's what's comfortable for us.
Right. And ultimately we get the funds.
Oh, right. And that's where it's, hey, you guys have to adapt to how we're doing things, not us adapt to what you're doing. You do that as a parent. Most of your child's life growing up is you sacrifice all of your comforts to make sure that they're taken care of. But
We did
is
our
that
time.
is that really the right way of doing it? I mean, we've had this conversation, and I've seen this conversation in multiple places, where we spoil our kids too much in different ways, different things, to try to give them a better life than what we had, right? Because everyone grows up saying my life was so horrible, and not everybody, right? I mean, there's points in my life that I can say, yeah, this was horrible, but then there's other points in my life that I'm like, hey, that was really good. But you always you're trying to make the next one. But by doing that, sometimes we're causing more damage than good. I guess without giving too much away, but it's still at the same time, like Jake and Chloe, they've been talking and working for a while of
where they're building, what they're building.
Getting
what
a
they're
permanent
doing.
place here.
And we're so excited about it.
Yeah, because as you know, or if you don't, right? So we built Jake a little 8x16 shack, right? Glorified bedroom when he first moved down here. But now that, he's got Chloe and her son, it's one of those that they're not living here permanent, right? But they do come stay for, maybe a day, 2 days, something like that. They do stay often. And
Jake's working overtime, he stays here. And
yeah. And they'll bounce back and forth from where Chloe stays to here. And that's awesome. I think that it's great. We get along with her parents very well.
Love them.
And so they've been plotting and planning. And for a while, Jake has always said, and that's why we built the small shack, was you're going to build a bigger house somewhere, right? Build a permanent home somewhere on the property. We've determined where that is. That's over on that clearing.
But we don't have the finances to do it.
Well,
Nor would we if we did. Same way with Jenna, we have to build at her level what she's comfortable affording.
But they're back to doing some pretty solid planning now of whether they're going to build, maybe they're going to buy something that's going to come on here. But it's good. I guess where I was going with it was it's nice to see that thought process that they're going through, the planning ahead. He wasn't sure if he was going to build a house. He didn't know what was going to go on but now he has a point. He has a purpose. He has a reason to make some improvements. And they had talked about just adding on to that shack. If that works for you, that works for you. Our contribution will be some of our time, obviously. But hey, financially, guess what? We'll consider what we've already paid for and built on that shack that we were going to repurpose. Hey, there's our financial contribution to you. Now we'll just provide some time and equipment or whatever. He has said, I think they're pretty settled on they're not going to add on to that. So that's pretty exciting. And then going back over to build on that original build site, I'm excited just to start clearing some more. We've been itching to get some stuff down, and quite honestly, I mean, I need to go sharpen my chain and get some stuff around, but I just want to run the chainsaw.
Yeah, so they'd asked me to put this out there. They're actually looking at bringing in a mobile home, which we're not opposed to. They have family friends that have one that, they're willing to work with them on. It's finding a mover. So Jake asked if I'd put it out there to our community if they know of any movers in north central Arkansas, lower Missouri. It's a 33-mile trip. Us not being from here, we don't know anybody that would do that. So if you're in the area and you know someone, please drop it in the comments or message us directly. That way we can at least help them get a quote, figure out if it's even a viable option, and then they should be able to move forward with that. And we're just super excited.
We are. I mean, initially it was kind of like, oh, really?
We grabbed me the gravy. There's still some left.
Because we were excited about, seeing them build something but that's where it falls into the reality, right? They don't have the time. The knowledge and experience I'm not necessarily worried about because we're there. Yeah.
Because if the mobile home doesn't work out.
But for them, in this time right now, that is the best option. Kind of like we had the conversations with Jenna when she was looking to maybe just buy, when she bought the shed to convert to a house, was for them having, full-time work schedule and then, now social lives. it makes more sense. And it also kind of relieves some of the burden off us, which is self-inflicted on our part. Like we want to help, we want to do that, but we also know, like, and it's almost, there's some days that we feel selfish for working on our own stuff, and then we sit back for a minute and we're like, wait a minute. No, we don't feel bad about that. Like, that's something that's totally okay, acceptable, and expected. So why would we put this unrealistic burden on ourselves? And, and we've had conversations with the kids about that. And they totally understand it. And honestly, even with, I think Jenna is more, just because she is so stinking independent.
And I think us talking about it with you guys, we can talk about it with each other to talk us down from that guilt. We can sit there and talk to each other and be like, it's okay to put ourselves first. But then individually, I know it goes through my head, are we being, so being able to talk to you guys about it, it kind of reaffirms our conversations in our own private minds, if that makes sense. Like, it's okay. Like, and I have to stand back and I have to look at what allowed us to be in this position. And that's me as a single mom working 3-4 jobs at a time, hundreds of hours a week combined. Jason giving his entire life, adult life, to the military service as a Marine, and the hard work it took and the sacrifice to be able to be in this position that we're in now. And we're not rich by any means. We're just not tied to consumerism of what society tells you to do.
And we're giving them certain freedoms and liberties, right? Hey, you can do what you want. Like, here's your section, here's this, but, right? There's always that clause, but this is what we're going to require, and it's one of those, like, your power coming in. Hey, I don't want overhead lines, so you need to figure out with the power company how they're going to bring under. It's silly stuff like that. Kind of like what we had done with Swami. It was like, hey, that's all fine and dandy, but guess what?
You're not putting a yellow house.
It's going to be red.
Ridge.
It's going to, and the,
at least not where you can see the our norm, our main structures. I didn't want that to clash.
And we're not, it's not that we're being helicopter parents, it's not that we're micromanaging. It's just kind of one of those that, okay, we're going to give a little, but also that respect of, hey, I'm giving you something that you wouldn't, outside of us, be able to do anyways.
Yeah.
Especially in today's economy. Give me the respect that, hey, if I don't want you to have a hot pink house, you're not going to have a hot pink house. Like, if you want it, fine. When I'm gone, paint that baby all kinds of pink you want.
This one was sitting by the coffee maker, and the heat from the coffee maker split it.
Did it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we almost lost one of your avocados last night. I opened the back of the car door and it went do-do-do-do-do-do. So you got a pre-tenderized avocado.
Yeah, so I want to avocado or freeze dry my avocados, because one of the freeze dry channels that I watch, they actually freeze dried, mashed up avocado, and she was curious as to whether or not it would stay nice. Yes, I have my chopper, but if I were to use my chopper right now, it'd be really loud on you guys, so I'm just going to go ahead and chop these and get these frozen. I love avocado toast. I love avocado, period. And to be able to, like, grab some avocado and just add water and have, like, fresh avocado anytime I want. Yes, please. Because how many times you buy avocados and you don't get to them, or you miss that critical stage of ripeness, and it goes from rock hard to soggy in a
We've
day.
been trying to keep that freeze dryer pretty much running steady. We don't have anything going in it right now. Isn't the end of the world. We've actually gotten a lot more out of it. Like bags. Looking at what's there, I think we're about at a point where we're going to have to reorder some more Mylar bags, but
I think we're good.
Your jalapeno powder that everybody loved.
Oh, that is actually going over. Jake and Chloe are using the crap out of that. They're on a pinwheels kick, as long as the amount of pinwheels and pizzas we've eaten. But to sprinkle it onto those pinwheels adds just the right amount of heat. Loving. And the Christmas dinner that we did, that turned out phenomenal, crazy. We haven't
Yeah.
reconstituted it yet, so I'm not really sure like how it's gonna reconstitute.
I think it's going to be just fine. Everything that we've seen, and of course you do a little taste of it, right? You want to really see. I'm just still blown away at how much more it enhances the flavor when it's freeze dried. Like it's somehow, and I guess maybe just because it's pulling all the moisture out of it, like it concentrates that flavor to where it almost has more. It does. It has more flavor in the freeze dried form than it does fresh. Somehow, like. And like I said, maybe it's just because of the water pulling out, but it's one of those that kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, and actually I'm waiting on a really good deal on lemons, because I love making my homemade lemonade. It's one of my favorite drinks to make, but I don't like using the flavor packets to do it, because I'm highly sensitive to aspartame. And I don't like the preservatives and all the chemicals and stuff in those little pouches of drink package mixes. But I got to thinking, and I was like, why couldn't I freeze dry a bunch of lemons and then grind them into a powder? Take regular drinking straws and fill the drinking straws with that powder and stevia, my natural sweetener. With our Harvest Right sealer, seal the ends of those straws. Or maybe they make those pouches online. I don't know. I need to check. But how cool would it be? And then I can just stick those in my purse. And so when we stop somewhere, or I need a bottle of water, or I get a water, or sit down in a restaurant for a water, I can just pull out one of those straws, open it up, pour in my freeze-dried drink package, and I have my lemonade. In theory, it sounds great. So I'm going to have to check that out. And when I do it, I'll bring you guys along, because it would be a viable option to the chemical-filled, ultra-processed, who knows what is in drink mixes. Because I find myself not wanting to drink the yuck stuff, and therefore I'm not drinking enough, because I'm not a big fan of just straight water. But that's what I think. So, I don't know. So what are the plans, babe? Because
I don't have none.
Well, we need to have some
I know we do.
for today.
We need some big plans.
Oops.
I do need to go get some feed.
We gotta pick up the vanity.
We got to pick up the vanity.
We gotta film something, because we need to put a video out on the main channel today. But also,
You might be able to work on getting your tubs out of your greenhouse and stuff. We've been meaning to get that done, and
I've asked and asked and asked for 2 weeks. And I'm about ready just to say, you know what? Fine. Who out of all y'all, I'm just going to go do it myself. I just want the tubs out of the greenhouse. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get myself around, and I'm going to go out, and I'm going to move the damn tubs myself.
Guess we know what we're doing today.
I didn't say you had to. I've done asked y'all.
Okay, But yeah, kind of a long one, guys. Not really sorry, right? We want to
I'll
just
cut
get you
some
stuff
things out, for sure.
while we're getting our morning done. Had an amazing breakfast as usual because my bride made it. And yeah, we're just gonna, whether it's gray and gloomy or not, we're gonna get on with our day, y'all.
We have to.
Hopefully all of you are able to be out and still enjoy some time. I know a lot of people are going back to work now. But those of you that don't work, the shopping will be a little more open. Everybody had to go to work. So, but with that, I guess we're out of here, right?
Yes. Yes. Thank you, guys. Sorry. This is what happens when I don't feel good.
Fridge, freezer.
Freezer. I get a little snark. I think we all did at some point. But also, I just can't stand not doing anything. Anyway. All right. Peace out from the ridge.
Bye now.